So yes, guys, this day has come. Did we expect this? Yes, we did. Battlefield 2042 had his last season, Season 7, the turning point. We get this map that it's a infantry focus map with kind of like desert. And maybe we get the stadium. It was a lot of reasons that we're going to get the stadium. They presented that. I guess we're going to get that in May. But looks like this was it. That was it. We got an update for Battlefield 2042, and we welcoming a Motive Studio to the team. So DICE is like splitting. It's doing 2 studios. I don't know, maybe it's gonna be like Call of Duty, you know, they got the Raven studio, they got the Infinity studio, and I think they got another studio, so like 3 studios working on different Call of Duties, completely different. Maybe we get that. I was actually telling that during this game, I was thinking that if DICE was keeping Visceral, you know, they did Hardline. If they were keeping Visceral, they could have 2 studios, DICE and Visceral. DICE was doing a whatever Battlefield they would like, let's say 2042, and maybe Visceral was doing like Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4, you know, as example. Maybe you didn't like 2042, but you like Visceral, and you could have played Visceral. Or maybe you like both of them, and you could have played both of them. It could have like mixed, play that, play a little bit of that, you know? Maybe this is what the team tried to do. Maybe they tried to do 2 studios that work on different games, and that would be great. I would love to see that. But maybe they just did another studio, and they, you know, this is like clicking back with Battlefield 5 to Battlefield 2042, if you guys remember. Somewhere in August, after the March map was dropping in the game, it was the last thing they put in the game. And from that point, nothing. It was like 1.5 years with nothing. Now we get more than 1.5 years with nothing until the 2042 will make the transition from this game to Battlefield, whatever the new Battlefield will be like. Apparently, it is rumors that the next Battlefield will be a sequel to Battlefield 4, and apparently it's going to be NATO versus whatever the factions. So they kind of tried to get rid of the US versus Russia and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a good game if it's going to be like a sequel to Battlefield 4. Maybe we get rid of the sentries, robot dogs, XM like Zane, Liz, the grapple hook from McKay, and all the stuff that is bad in the game, like including the, you know, the Sundance flying all over the place doing whatever. All of this combined create toxic play. You can create a toxic class, you can create campers, you can create whatever. It stands all right for a sandbox, because Battlefield is basically a sandbox game. Maybe it's going back to Battlefield 4. We got normal classes, the guns is tied to the class, the gadget is tied to the class, and maybe like this we get more balance and more team play around the game, because right now you create whatever the class you like and you don't care about team play, you don't care about having support from your team. And Battlefield was about team play and play the objective. Maybe we get that back, maybe not, I don't know. But that is the rumors, and that is what Tom Henderson said it in 2021. Hopefully that is what it is. But we got the announce, and the announce is right here. And it says, when Battlefield 2042 launched, we promised to bring 4 seasons of content into the game, including new maps, additional specialist weapons, vehicles, and more. As our season continued, the feedback we received made it clear your appetite for more Battlefield 2042 remained strong. We took the opportunity to evolve the game to make it even better for you and continue to learn valuable lessons for our own developmental process. So I guess this is like happening for the next game, you know? What was good in this one, what was bad in this one, what was good in... This was like an experimental stuff, I guess, for them. I would say the last Season 7 ruined Battlefield 2042. It was in a good place until the last update 7, but the visual stuff they added is a visual recoil and whatever. It's balancing the gun, the visual is like making the game feels bad compared to what it was, especially for the gunplay. If I was me, I was like, put back, you know, the update 6, put it back. Last month, we released the 7th season of Battlefield 2042 Turning Point, which added an intense new urban map set in Chile, as well as several weapons and a new gadget, with a revamped map based on the stadium location from Hourglass, 2 themed events, and a new weapon and vehicle to come. So this is like confirming that Stadium is coming, and a new weapon and vehicle, which is the bomber, the stealth bomber, it's coming as well. We've enjoyed and are proud of creating this season of additional content for Battlefield 2042. It is now necessary for us to turn from the present to the future, okay? You know, before 2042 and Battlefield 5, when a new Battlefield was launched, it was like 3-4 months of nothing new, and then it was the transition. If you're like pre-ordering a new game, you're getting a package in the game, like let's say in Battlefield 1 for Battlefield 5, we get a package, we got a gun, we got some stuff because we pre-ordered Battlefield 5, and the last DLCs, which was Apocalypse, I think it was for Battlefield 1. When we switched from one place to another, we had that last DLC with a lot of maps, a lot of content, plus extra additional content because we pre-ordered Battlefield 5, we got it in the game, and it was now waiting like 1+ year for the next game. It was like a few months. The community was active, it's not bored because we got the last DLCs and we'll play it for the last 4 months, 5 months. It was not one map, it was 3-4 maps, it was new guns, it was a new faction, and it was a completely new experience. And now we get this. After Battlefield 5 to 2042, we get 1.5. Now after this game, next to the new game, will they release this year a new Battlefield, or we're waiting for the next year? Which is almost 2 years. It's a lot to wait. This feels like Battlefield is dead, officially dead. After Season 7 concluded, we will continue to support the game with new in-game challenges, events, modes, and of course, ongoing maintenance, but we are moving away from delivering official season. We have the weekly missions and stuff is gonna happen still. We know this news may be disappointing. However, as we looked at the future of the series required it became clear it was time for us to shift our resources and focus to be fully dedicated to what comes next. As we mentioned in previous updates, we have an ambitious vision to embrace and unlock the vast potential of the series, class-based squad play, and immersive, intense battles. So this kind of like reconfirmed that it's going to be like Battlefield 4, you know, it's going back to squad play, immersive and intense battles. You know, when the buildings was collapsing, whatever's happening in Battlefield 4 was something cool. To that end, Motive Studio, the new studio, the talented developers known most recently for their work on the critically acclaimed remake of Dead Space and Star Wars Squadron, are building a team focused on Battlefield at their studio. We're tremendously excited for Motive as they are bringing their experience with Frostbite and compelling storytelling to the fold, joining DICE Criterion and ripple effect in the building at Battlefield universe across connected multiplayer experience and single player. So next, the Battlefield will have single player as well. Battlefield 2042 has been an important chapter of the series we all know and love, and your feedback has been important in helping us building this game into something special while also assisting us in laying the foundation for the future. Battlefield is an experience that is defined by the passion of its community as much as it is team-driven tactics and explosive battles, and look forward to the day that we can tell you more about what's coming next. Thank you, Byron Beat, General Manager Battlefield. So this is it. What are you guys thinking? How you feel about this? Do you think if we wait 2 years, the community will be there for the next Battlefield? Do you think the rest of us, like me, like you, who play the game since 2021 until this day, 2024, April, deserve to wait for the next Battlefield 2 years of nothingness? If you are like a OG and you play BF3, BF4, BF5, BF1, Powerline, you didn't have these moments of waiting 1.5, 2 years. I mean, you were waiting 2 years for a new game, maybe 3 years for a new game, but not playing the game for 3 years and then waiting another 2 years for a new game. This was not happening before. This is like a break that should not happen. Maybe the new studio will help in the future and bring like 2 Battlefields, you know, like this year a new Battlefield, next year a new Battlefield by a different studio. How you feel about it? I'm kind of really disappointed. I'm sure they're gonna try bring some like one map after the next 6 months again, and you know, just like they did with the last map, just like they did with Stadium, like picking some assets from here, from there, and create a map like fast forward without too much of working in the background. How you feel about it? I don't know. I'm disappointed, but who knows? You know, I said this on Battlefield 5. Maybe the future will be better. The future sucked. We also had the pandemic during this time. You know, with this 2042. Of course, 2042 couldn't be great during this time. Pandemic was really bad. How do you guys feel? I don't know. I'm keeping my tears, you know? Damn it, dudes. Catch you on the battlefield.